Welcome to RickRackRuby. I'm Laura Kluvo. Today we will be making this mini farmhouse gnome Christmas ornament. It's fun and easy, so let's get started. To make the mini gnome Christmas ornament, we'll start with a wooden spool, a 1-inch wooden spool, and a 1/4-inch wooden furniture button. These are really small. That's what makes them cute. I'm going to glue this to the center of the spool, just like that for the nose. And then I have some blush. I'll put a card underneath so that the blush doesn't get on my work surface. It's easier to blush the nose after you've glued it to the spool than to try to hold it. I'm also going to add a little bit of blush for the cheeks, but it doesn't show very much, so it's not that important. For the beard, I'm using this Lion brand Basic Stitch gray yarn. It has gray and white. I saw it and I just thought that would be great for a gnome's beard, of course. So this is a 3x5 index card folded in half, and then I'll wrap it 30 times with a fold at the top. Now I will stitch across the center of the card like this. Here's how it looks. Now I'll tear away the index card. I have something like this, which you can see is plenty to get around the spool. I'll start in the back and I will apply some glue along one side. Don't get it too high, just I would say halfway between the bottom lip here of the spool and the nose. This looks about right. I'm going to press the center of the beard, so right where the stitching is, into the glue. And later on I'll fold it down. Now I'll apply glue to the second half of the spool and press the seam right into the glue. There's a little bit of extra. So I'll trim that off. And then I will apply a line of glue along the seam here and quickly press the top half of the loops down into the glue. So here we go, right along the center here. I'll do the first half and then press the loops down into the glue. And then the second half, and press those down into the glue. I'm going to touch up a couple of spots to make sure that the glue is secure and all those loops are there. There's a couple of spots where I have a raw end here and a loop that's a little too long here, and I will trim those up. It's kind of tight to the face and then out like that. Great. Okay, now for the hat. For the hat, I've cut off the bottom of a red sweater. It's a thrifted sweater. I cut it so that I could use this later, maybe for the scarf on a snowman or something like that. For the hat on this project, I just need about this much, and I will measure 2 inches along the bottom edge of the cuff. 1, 2. That's about to here. And then I'll fold it right sides together and stitch on an angle, starting at the bottom hemmed edge and then tapering to the point. Here's how it looks. I'm going to trim this excess and turn it right side out. I'm using a needle to pull out the point. That looks good. If you want to, you could sew a pom-pom or some kind of a decoration up there. I'm going to try this hat on just to be sure it's right. It's going to be good. Let me spin it around, the seam at the back. And I have a bulge here at the top of the spool. So I'm going to stuff this a little bit to sort of mitigate this obvious top. So I'll put a little bit of stuffing in there. Okay, so that's filling in the hat a little bit, and now when I put it on, that's a lot better. It just looks like sort of a continual cone shape. Now I'm going to glue this hat to the spool, starting in the back, and make sure that the seam is lined up the back center. So in other words, it's opposite the nose, and I'll start with a little bit of glue right here, and then I'll press that in. There's the glue, and I'm going to press that in. It's important to get this glued securely because this glue is the only thing that's really holding it together. Now I'll put a little bit of glue on the side. I glue it pretty carefully because I don't want the glue to ooze out or to show. So I'll put a little bit of glue here on the side next. And then I'll sort of lift and press it in. Good. And then the other side. There we go. Now I did try adding a mustache. This was a much bigger beard. I decided this was overload. I just wasn't crazy about adding a mustache. I think it's just kind of fine like this, but if you want to, you could add a mustache. The beard is glued, the hat is glued, a little bit of stuffing. Now let's finish. Hanging loop at the top. I'm using red and white baker's twine. And then for decoration, I'm going to make a hat band. I'll wrap this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'll do a little stitch through here to hold it. And then I'll tie a bow, just a small bow. Everything on this project is small. Small nose, small hat, small spool, small decoration. Then I looked through all of my little doodads and pulled out the tiniest little holly stickers. Glue that on to finish. And we are done. These are so fun and easy. Thank you for watching my tutorial. If you're enjoying my videos, please like, share, and subscribe.